WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often trying rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have an Edradour, not very rare and exotic, a 12-year-old, not very rare and exotic, but I have a full 12-year-old maturation in Barbaresco casks. Now you may ask, Barbaresco? I have never heard of them. Yes, neither have had I. We have 48.2%. We have here Whiskybase number 237359. This was all distilled in March of 2011. It was bottled on the 3rd of July 2023. First fill Barbaresco Hogsheads maturation entirely. So we took the casks 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 casks. Filled them all up, or they took, and we have 2,921 bottles. And the price in Germany is around 80 euros. The original recommended retail price was 85 euros, but now it's down to 80 euros, unfortunately. Whiskybase, I think I mentioned 237359. So, I thoroughly enjoyed this whiskey when I did my German video. I was not expecting it. I think I've had about 8 different people contact me since this hit the market in August. It's like, Jason, can you review that? I said, yeah, I have the bottle here. I will review it. And it's now basically end of December, beginning of January. I finally got around to reviewing it in German. Well, it might be January, February by the time I get it in my English videos there. So I do a video every single day, or almost every single day in Germany, and I just do every other day in English at the moment. My YouTube channel grew in English twice as quick as it did in German, but hey, that's the life at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to something I just have here at the moment. This is a Edradour 11-year-old Zoltan with 48.2%. I always just kind of ask myself, why 48.2? Why not 48%? Some just need that little bit of extra niceness. I do like the fact that Edradour is fairly good at using different color schemes for different products. Zoltan is often the yellow. The gray is for things they don't know what to do with, is my opinion. Barola, a red wine from northern or middle Italy, is usually a purple. And so they have different, red is always a sherry and so on. So they're doing different things there, and I like that. A good friend of mine, Andre from Whiskey Tales, a German YouTube channel. He works at the distillery. He works at Signature Vintage, and he tasted this in August or maybe even in June. And he was like, oh, this is really good. And as I said, many people have said this is really good. Barbaresco is an Italian wine made with the Nebbiolo grape. And Barbaresco is produced in the Piedmont region in an area of the Lang, immediately to the east of the Alba, and specifically in the communes of Barbaresco. So it's a geographically protected area of, if you have here Italy, the boot, you have the very, very top of the border where it's up by Switzerland and France. It's by France. It's one of the most westerly regions of Italy and one of the most northernly. So it's very, it's often compared with Barolo, also another Nebbiolo based wine from the Piedmont region. But it's different. Oh, this is interesting. This is different. I've had so many whiskeys. We have Amarone, which is from the eastern east coast, basically, of Italy, where we have those the grapes that are very tart. This is not tart at all. This is like a good red wine. It's not too sweet. It's not too sour. There's no real tartness or bitterness in here. And it's not perfectly just one flavor profile. It's not like forest strawberries. It's not like raspberries. It's not like currants. It's a mixture of a little bit of that everything, plus tobacco, plus honey, plus a little bit of cream. It's weird, but it's good. It's not like something I've ever had before. There's a little bit of like chocolate in there as well, a little bit of cocoa, maybe cherries. Nice, 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 nice. So I'm amazed that this has not been sold out. This is really, really good. I'm not sure if they used European oak. If they did, they probably have used these casks a few times. It says here they were first fill Barbaresco casks. Nice. Let's try it. 48.2%. Cheers. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of woodiness. There's a little bit of a bitterness, but there's a whole lot of fruit going on in there, a whole lot of creaminess, a little bit of like a honey. That is interestingly nice. So I like different wines, and this is a good wine from the northern part of Italy, in my opinion, that has been perfectly integrated in this whiskey. Now, Edradour is very experimental. They sometimes use stuff where I go, why? And other times it's like, oh, that's interesting. And so they have gotten a lot of casks, and they've matured things in a lot of different casks. I was reading something, I'm just going to get a couple people worried, I'm sure, but this is the official Bible for me of the whiskey world, Malt Whiskey Yearbook, and it says the following. I'm just going to read verbatim here, literally here. So we have here, so the two stills in each distillery are attached to warm tubs on the outside, and new warehouses have been erected next to the new still house. Sorry. So they basically mirrored what they used to have as a distillery, so they're now having double the output of what they used to have. Edradour has been making 5 batches per week at each distillery, with 3 short at 48 hours and 2 long at 96 hours. This will equate to 200,000 liters of alcohol. The amount of peated production for the Balakin, I say Balakin, others say Balakin, Balakin brand has diminished in the last couple of years, and now due to lack of peat malt, there will probably be no peated production during 2023. Oh, this is interesting. So, even in Germany, we have distilleries that want to and have sourced peated Scottish malted barley and brought it over a truckload to Germany, and even that has been very difficult in 2023. There was a fire at one of the malting plants, and we have basically Port Ellen that said, hey, we're not going to give peated barley to anyone else except for our own brands from Diageo. And so there's been a real squeeze on the peated malt that's being produced in Scotland. And Edradour basically this last year said more or less, okay, good, we'll just concentrate on Edradour even though we love the Balakin. And we'll see what will happen. It's always a question of availability and price. So this is good. This is very, very good. If you can, and if you have the ability to buy one of these and try one of these, please do. This is fabulous. As I said, sometimes it's a hit and miss sometimes with Edradour, but this is a hit. But it's different. I've had Bruichladdich with different wine casks. There's no sulfur whatsoever here. Yay! Well done, Edradour. It means 12 years ago they brought the casks to Scotland. They did that right. And they filled the casks and let them set and mature, and then filled this. There is wood here. I wouldn't have waited another year or two. This is just exactly at the right balance for me. And the real thing is I can't pinpoint the flavor. It's almost a little bit like a pomegranate. I don't know if you ever had a fresh pomegranate with a tiny little bit of with a fig moment, but a lot of watermelon. It's just weird. It's just all these different red fruits, but not perfectly identifiable. Usually it's like, oh, it's a plum. Oh, it's a cherry. Oh, it's a cranberry. Oh, it's a currant. Oh, it's a raspberry or a strawberry. No, it's a little bit different. And that's what I really, really enjoy here. It's not anything that I've ever had recently, and it's good. As I said, B minus. All right, B minus for this. Value for money. It's 85 euros. It's 12 years of age. I have to still give it a C. All right, so would I like to have this for 50 euros? Yes, of course. It's not cask strength. Why not? But I understand that it's 85 euros. 30% over here in Germany is basically a markup what the retailers get. Another 30% goes to the wholesaler. So of the 85 euros, take off at least 60%, if not. And then we have the VAT of 19%, and then we have the alcohol tax here, excise tax. And so basically, Edradour is getting maybe 20, 22 euros here per bottle. Let me just do the math real quick here. All right, I'm going to do this here and try to make this make sense here. I'm going to go for 24 euros. I'm going to times it by 1.3. So 1.3. Whoops, didn't get that right. 24 times 1.3 times. Oh, okay, good. My calculator's not working like I wanted to. All right, so my question is, what brand or what bottling of Edradour did you really, really like, where the casks just harmonized very, very nicely? For me, the Barbaresco, yes. For me, the 21, 23-year-old cherry, yeah. What do you really, really enjoy from Edradour? So thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others, and yeah. Edradour. Look out for him. Bye-bye.